I want to talk a bit about these climate protests that have been sweeping around the UK, and I think this is a worldwide initiative. I won't make this too long because I need to head out very soon. Um, but basically, one group, I don't think there's a single group that's initiating these protests. One group, going by the banner or the name Extinction Rebellion, are threatening or discussing the plausibility, from their point of view, of shutting down Heathrow Airport this Easter weekend. Now, off the top, let me just say that would be an incredibly stupid idea. But regarding the wider protests, the situation is that they've got some attention, but not that much attention. The fire in Notre Dame, um, and numerous other news stories have been kind of sidelining it to some extent. And I did see one meme though about Notre Dame that we're going to see things that took centuries to form disappear in seconds. That's going to be the norm of the 21st century. But instead of ancient buildings, it will be glaciers, forests, and so on. The issues are very real. The issues are very valid. Sadiq Khan, the mayor of London, said that he was supportive of the protests in principle, and he pointed to things that he had done as mayor. Um, but he was concerned about reports they were going to target the London Underground. Here's the thing, and this is true of any protest. No matter how strongly you feel, and no matter how justified the issues are, and climate change and the planet itself, you don't get much bigger than that. But regardless, if you turn the public against you as a movement, all it does is polarize people. So, causing travel misery when millions of people are going home to see their families, traveling around the world in one of the world's busiest airports, would be astonishingly stupid and selfish. It is selfish because you might say, oh, but it's for the greater good. Well, you can't expect people to be thanking you if you're causing them travel misery. I think that is an incredibly stupid thing to do. In terms of practicality, okay, it may stop flights for one day, but then flights will resume the next day. There'll just be a lot of angry people who will then be more hardline in terms of how they approach future protests. So if they go ahead and do that, I definitely think arrests should be made. I definitely think that there should be a hardline taken against them because just a very, very selfish and stupid thing to do. It isn't thinking of the greater good. In fact, from a climate perspective, it will only cause more problems because obviously people will then have their delayed flights brought forward to another date, or it will. I mean, you could look at it from all sorts of all points of view. The number of police cars that go in. Think of all the petrol and stuff that's used to get all the police cars to move in to take action against that. So I just think that sort of protest. Black Lives Matter tried the same thing, and it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. It might work in terms of getting attention. It does not work in terms of getting wider public support. And if you're saying, oh, but the wider public, no, it just doesn't work. It might make young people feel empowered. It might make them feel, oh, I'm powerful. I'm making a change. No, you're just annoying a lot of people. It isn't just young people. Young people might be traveling. They might be disrupted. So I don't even think it's particularly. I mean, it's true that a lot of students have walked out of schools and schools have given them permission, which is a mixed feelings about. I think that, I mean, certainly it's a lot better they're getting involved in climate protests than they would be getting involved in gangs. So but you can never generalize. And I would say one thing though, and this is, I don't want to make too big an issue out of this, but on the internet comments on this, most of them were critical of this approach. Some woman said, I know maybe I'm reading too much into this, but she said, "Oh, why are they not at work?" This is a kind of lazy go-to for a lot of right-wing people, and it is definitely a right-wing position. Why are they not working? Um, you know, employment status has absolutely got nothing to do with moral rights and wrongs, or whether or not someone can agree with a protest. I'm out of paid work at the moment, and I happen to be skeptical of that sort of approach, as you can tell. So it makes me angry when people think they could just bash the unemployed like that. Like they have this snooty sense of superiority. But anyway, regarding the protests, this is a massive issue. I mean, it cannot be dismissed as some. And it would have been a time not so long ago where people would have been dismissed as just hippies or tree huggers. That's not the case. This is something that is runs, deeper than a fringe issue. It does. But that sort of approach is just stupid. I mean, why would you don't understand the position you're putting people in. People could be going to family funerals. They could be in all sorts of situations. And if you're preventing them from travel, that's obnoxious in the extreme. And I don't blame them for being furious with you. If you're doing it and you get arrested, I've got no sympathy because that approach is just, and like I say, in the long run, it won't make a difference because one day, okay, maybe you'll stop flights for a while, but those flights are only going to be rescheduled. So it won't change a damn thing in terms of climate.